Hi, I'm Jane, media artist, and by that, what do I mean by being a mixed media artist? I work with acrylics, collage, and I actually use oil pastel or ink or charcoal or whatever else, ink, I said that. But anyway, I use all sorts of different things, not even the kitchen sink, but a lot of stuff. Add that all to my paintings. And when I was growing up, I wanted to be an architect. And so I didn't become an architect, I became an artist. But I used that same sort of approach of building something. I built my paintings. And what do I mean by that? And I'll add color, and I'll add textures to it, and I'll add all sorts of different pieces of paper, and I just keep building up and adding more and more layers to my painting when I work on it, so that I let the painting tell its own story. I try to work between lights and darks in my painting. One of the things that I'm known for is my geisha paintings, and I'm going to have a solo show at the Art League Gallery down at the Torpedo Factory in October of 2017. I'm real excited about that. The geisha paintings, everybody asks me if I've been to Japan. No. Was my friend from that they're in honor of, was she from Japan? No, she was from South Carolina. But a number of years ago, back 3 years ago, one of my really good friends was diagnosed with lung cancer, and we found out she had lung cancer in late April, early May of 2014, and it was stage 4 lung cancer. And she kept saying she wasn't terminal and that she was going to go back to work. And when she said she was going to go back to work, she asked me if I would paint a painting for her to have in her office. And being a friend of mine, of course, I would do that. So I started trying to paint some paintings for her. And every time I tried to think of her and think of making a painting for her, the geishas showed up. And these figures kept showing up and showing up. My friend sadly ended up dying 6 months after she was diagnosed. And once these geisha figures started showing up, I couldn't figure out why I was seeing these geisha figures over and over again. And as it turned out, I started thinking about the geishas. And when you see them in public, or when you see images of them and all that, they're very beautiful, and they're very ornate, and they present a very elegant presence to the public with this kind of a mask. Like the Maikos would have a mask on their face, and they have the perfect hair and the perfect gown, the kimonos and layers. But yet, when you see them in public, you don't know what they're facing internally and around them in the world. But they present this perfect image. And to me, I started thinking about it and thinking about my friend was trying to put on this big brave front by going to the beach with us, even though she was going through chemotherapy and clearly really suffering from it. And you see so many women who, when they're going through cancer or when they're going through domestic violence or war or whatever, they always want to put on a front. They don't want people to know what's going on internally. They don't want people to really know what's going on in their lives, but they put on this perfect image. And to me, the geishas represent those women who stay strong and beautiful no matter what they face. They put on this mask of elegance or mask of beauty to look stronger to the public than they really are. When I paint abstracts, or when I paint any painting really, I start out really loose with real loose layers of acrylic paint on a canvas. I'm not afraid to put paint down on an empty plain white canvas. When I do that, or real loose strokes of color, and I use those loose strokes of color to help me build up my color palette, or find spaces in my paintings and stuff. And you will see other paintings where I built up more in layers and textures and everything, but that's how I really start something. And by painting real loose, it allows me to build up beautiful veils of color and helps me to find my shapes. And like I said, it helps me determine my palette. My florals came about because I painted flowers for years. And when I was in college, one of my college professors said, oh, well, you can make a living painting flowers. I rolled my eyes at that one. But anyway, I like to paint flowers. I love to garden. I used to be a big gardener, and I can't garden anymore, really, because of some health issues and some different problems. So I convey my love of flowers onto the canvas instead. And one of the really cool things about my flowers is back around 2010, I had some little pieces. They were 10 by 10s in a show down at the Torpedo Factory, and somebody saw them. She worked for Children's National Medical Center, and she contacted me and she commissioned me to paint 12 paintings for one of their clinics. And my flower paintings are actually how I ended up saying that's a sign that I need to paint and that I need to stop being in sales and I need to go on and pursue my love of art. I decided to take that risk and to quit working and to become a full-time artist. And my flowers are the ones that took me to on that journey. I still paint flowers. I'm actually going to have a show next spring, Artists and Makers in Rockville with my flower paintings. It's going to be in April, so that's a pretty good time to have a whole bunch of flower paintings. People love them. They say, oh, they're so bright and cheery and happy, and I love adding all sorts of different things to them, like lots of polka dots and lots of numbers and different things in them, so that they are very textural and very fun and very happy, because flowers should be able to make people happy.